for your toes for bunions. I've been reading a lot and watching people who wear them during their walks and runs. So today I'm going to be getting on the treadmill in a few minutes, and I'm going to wear this in between my toes to see how they feel while I'm walking and potentially even running. Not entirely sure. I have a 5-mile run scheduled for today, so we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to even get through a mile with it. I'm not entirely sure how it's all going to affect my foot, but I'm going to wear it for my run today. So this is not a full toe spacer. The other toe spacer that I have is a gel spacer, and it goes between every one of the toes. This one only goes between the big toe and the second toe, and then it wraps around the third toe, and you wear it like that. So I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I've only worn it a couple times. I was planning to wear it to bed a couple nights ago, and that didn't work. I did not like how it felt. It was super uncomfortable, and I did not like it. So I've been leaning more towards the other one that goes between all the feet, and I've been keeping that one on for like 2 hours at a time, like twice a day, and I have noticed that it feels good. So this is my second try at wearing this particular one. Like I said, I tried to wear this one to bed the other day, and that was an absolute no-go. It was super uncomfortable. I felt like my toes and my bones were really painful. So I was like, I can't sleep like that. So I took it off. So I'm gonna wear this for my walk and potentially even my run. So we'll see. It always feels like it's not attached properly and like it's bunching, but I think I put it on properly. So I've got it on. I'm gonna put it on with the sock and a shoe. For bed the other night, I had a sock on. This time I'm going to wear it with a sock and a shoe. So it's in there in the sock, and now I'm gonna put on my new Mizunos, which I love these shoes very much. If you've been following, I talk a lot about my Mizunos. I really, really like them. I have a weird, I don't like things on my feet. I don't mind socks on my feet, but anything like this is really weird. So going into a shoe, it just feels really awkward. I don't love it, but I'm gonna try. Ooh, I don't like that. Feels so weird. Oh my, I don't even know if I can handle walking with this. It feels so gross in between my toes. I don't mind like just hanging out. Even like with the other one, I walk around a lot with it. Like if I'm working or just doing things around the house or even just sitting, I don't mind that. Oh, this one feels so awkward it feels so awkward in the shoe. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know. We'll see. Oh my gosh, it's making me like gag. Okay. Some people say it helps. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna help or not, but I'll give it a shot. I'll at least try to walk with it for a little bit. I'm like squeezing my toe and it just feels so gross. So I will report back once I'm done, and we'll see if I can even handle it. I don't even know if I can handle from here to like the treadmill. I don't know if I can handle even walking with this on my toe because it feels so gross. I got 6 miles on deck for today. I've got my bunion toe separator thing on my foot. I've got my Mizunos, my new Mizuno Wave Inspire 21s on that I picked up over the weekend. I am ready to get on the treadmill and get this thing going. So let's go. Alrighty, so this is the first time I'm walking on the treadmill with my new Mizunos. I purchased the Mizuno Wave Inspire 21s over the weekend or on Friday last week. I was able to run a whole half marathon, 13.1 miles in those sneakers. I have not gotten on the treadmill with these sneakers on yet. So this is the first time I'm wearing these Mizunos on the treadmill. I have another pair of Mizuno Wave Inspire 21s that I had purchased back in May. I absolutely love them. They are probably, I would say hands down, they're my favorite sneaker. I've had a pair of Mizuno's years in the past. I can't remember which ones specifically I had, but I did purchase the Wave Inspire 21s back in May when I started on this journey. I went and got a new pair of sneakers. Those are the ones I bought. I absolutely love the sneaker. I love the way that they feel on my foot. I was a little, I was trying to see how an anatomical toe box felt on my foot for a little while, so I tried a couple of different styles. I am not a big fan just because of their drop, their arches, and all of the other things. They just weren't comfortable on my foot. A couple of times they felt good on my bunion, but there were other parts of my body that were in pain, so I said, you know what, I'm not gonna jeopardize the rest of my foot just because for one of the pairs, my bunion felt halfway decent. I don't find it a good idea to try to jeopardize the rest of my foot. So I went back to the Mizunos. I found a cute pair this time. The other ones were cute, but they were black and white. They were just basic. These ones are a cute color. And as a runner, I like fun colors on my sneakers. So I was excited when they brought out the pair that I have. They're cute and they're comfortable. This is the first time that I'm wearing them, though, on the treadmill. I have faith that these are gonna go well and that they're gonna feel really good. The thing is, I have a bunion support toe separator in right now on my foot, and I'm not sure how I like it. First of all, I'm not a big fan of having things on my feet or things like touching my toes. I don't mind socks, or shoes, but this toe separator feels really weird to be walking in. I've only worn this particular one. I tried to go to sleep with it. It totally was gross. I didn't like the feeling. So I took it off. This is the first time I'm wearing it since then. I have another toe separator that I have been wearing a little bit more consistently. But this time I'm trying this one because it doesn't separate all the toes. It's a separator between the big toe and the second toe. So I'm trying this one just to see how I like it in a shoe, because I have done some research and listened to some other people who have bunions and they wear it in their shoe. So I'm like, maybe, I don't know. It's awkward feeling. I can definitely feel it there. I don't know how it feels. So, going back to the anatomical toe box and the difference between these sneakers and something like those, this is a narrow toe box, like a typical sneaker. What am I doing by going back to a regular style toe box rather than an anatomical one that supposedly is better for your bunions? The reason why I'm doing this is because I just have a feeling that I need to do more work on my foot and on my bunion and trying to correct the bunion. I know that it will never go away unless I get surgery, but at least to try to correct it. I'm trying this support because I basically have this theory that my sneakers are not going to be the end-all be-all for helping my bunion. I have to put more work into that, by trying to correct it with toe separators and other things. So one step at a time, literally and figuratively, one step at a time. I'm trying the toe separators. I've heard lots of really good reviews. Lots of people talk about it and how it's helped them. So I'm taking the advice and I'm not relying solely on my shoe. So that's why I decided with those anatomical toe box, foot-shaped shoes, they just didn't work out for me. I didn't like the way the rest of my body felt. So I'm sticking with what I know, what my foot likes. That's the Mizunos. I'm sticking with those. And in the meantime, when I'm not wearing a sneaker or a regular shoe, I'm utilizing the toe spacers and trying to help my bunion in that way. So it's only a couple days in. I'm sure I will have more to report once I give it some more of a trial, but this is the first time I'm wearing one of them in a shoe, and I will tell you off the bat, first trial with this, I'm not loving it because it feels awkward. How does it feel on my foot though? As far as my bunion, it's too early to tell. I'm only on, I'm still in my first mile. So I am thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run with this thing on just because it's so awkward feeling, but so far I'm walking at like a speed of 2.5 on the treadmill, which is essentially like a 24-minute mile. So it's not a super slow walk, it's not a like fast-paced walk, I'm kind of in the middle, and it feels awkward, but we'll see. I mean, I may have to just get over the idea that it feels kind of icky. If it's gonna correct and help my foot in the long run, I may just have to get over that like kind of feeling. So I'm sure more to report on, but mile 1 with the Mizunos, love them. So far, I really love them. They helped me kick butt. On Sunday when I did my half marathon, I did so good. I did my fastest, like mile per minute, or minute per mile, and I think I did excellent. And I had the sneakers on for the entire 13.1, and my feet did not bother me. There was one point at mile 12 where my left foot started cramping and I almost got a Charlie horse, but I think it's just because we were running downhill and my shoes were, I feel like I may have tied them a little too tight. So I loosened them up, I gave myself a couple minutes for a break, and then I was totally fine. That's the only thing that I had to face with my feet. 13.1 miles. I think, you know, that says something about the sneaker when I had no pain the entire time. No pain in my knees, my butt, my legs, my calf, my glutes, my hamstrings, nothing. I had no pain at all, not my bunion, nothing. Which is, I was actually really surprised that I didn't have any pain in my bunion, because normally at that kind of, like that distance, I usually will feel some. I didn't feel any pain. Like I said, the only thing that I had was cramping, but and like almost a Charlie horse feeling. But I noticed it where the shoelaces were, like that's where my sort of cramp was starting. And the only reason I was feeling like I was gonna get a Charlie horse is because I was trying to like move my foot around. And I feel like maybe I caused that for myself. But aside from that, nothing else hurt. I mean, for that kind of distance to not have any pain, like it just, I swear, these sneakers speak for themselves. I absolutely just adore this style. I don't know about all of the other Mizunos because I haven't, like I said, a few years back, I don't remember what the style was that I had, but these Wave Inspire 21s, like, love them. Absolutely freaking love them. And on this treadmill for 6 miles, so I've got about 5.5 more miles to go. I'm still wearing this thing on my toe. So far, so good. It feels weird, but so far, so good. So we'll see. I don't know. Can I keep it on for the remainder of the 5.5 miles? I'm not entirely sure. I will report back. Okay, so I did mile 1 wearing the Bunion toe separator in my sneaker, and I walked quite a bit. I walked about a half mile, and then I jogged the next half mile, and still pretty comfortable aside from that weird icky feeling that I get. That's my own personal icky feeling, but the foot itself feels good. I'm on mile 2 now and still going. I still have the toe separator on my foot, so we'll see how mile 2 goes. Mile 2 down, and I don't know if I'm like trying to just psych myself up because the hope is that like the pain goes away, but I haven't had any bunion pain so far, and I actually almost feel like my gait is different running with this on. Like, I'm gonna have to try it without and see the difference, but I like actually feel like my toes are meeting the treadmill in a different way. So kind of weird, because I noticed that like I can feel my toes are separated, and like I feel like my gait is different. So I'm gonna have to try them again without, just to see what my gait is like without them. But I feel like I'm running different, and still that ick with something in between my toes, but my foot feels really good. Alrighty, so 3 miles down, I'm on mile 4, and I'm like, I can't even get over how good my right foot feels. It's so bizarre, because I can tell a big difference, but it feels so good. I almost think I might need to do the same thing for my left foot, because I'm starting to notice a difference in my gait, on the difference between my left and my right. And I like the way my right foot feels. I really do. Well, that was annoying. I was almost at mile 5, just done with mile 4, and I must have hit the wrong button and it shut my whole treadmill off. So I had to start again for the last mile, which is such a pain. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain in the butt. But anyway, I had to stop for a second and readjust the toe spacer because I could feel it like crimpling up underneath my toe. I'll post a picture of what it was like, and it was kind of annoying and uncomfortable. So I fixed it, and then I pushed the button by accident and my treadmill shut off. But anyway, last mile here. I'm finishing up last mile to mile 6. So I'm on mile 5 to mile 6. So far, so good. Still have this thing on my foot, and I'll tell you, it's incredible. So I never got a chance to finish my video last night. I was running a 6-mile run, and I only got to 5.7 because at 5.7 I got a call that I needed to help my kids. My grays are coming in so bad. I need to make an appointment. But anyway, so I never got a chance to finish up my run and my review of my run. So basically I wore the Gel Bunion Wrap the entire time. I walked for about half a mile in the beginning, and then I ran or jogged the rest of it. And was it weird on my Tootsie? Yes. I don't love the feeling of something being wrapped around my toe, but that's aside from the point. It's made to help with the bunion. And I have to tell you, the entire time, my foot felt amazing. And I said earlier in the video that like I felt like my gait was different. So normally my foot, like right here where like the bunion is, granted this is my hand, but essentially like this would be like the ball of the foot. Where my foot normally like hits the pavement or hits the treadmill or whatever, it's usually like my foot where the bunion is takes the brunt all the time. It takes like that shock. And I feel like, and again, I'm not a podiatrist, I'm not a doctor, so like I don't know, the whole entire anatomy of the foot and all of that stuff, but and I don't know like the exact physiology of how the foot works when it steps down, but regardless, I'm just speaking based off of my own experiences. When my foot hits whatever it is hitting, it usually hits that ball first, and like it just constantly is taking that force and taking that force. What I noticed, and my toe, because my toe is a little bit crooked, it doesn't always take that. So it's like my feet feel just very odd and uncomfortable. And a lot of times I also claw when I'm stepping, like, I'm trying to always claw to grasp. Kind of odd. I don't know if anybody else does that, and it's awkward. I don't know how to describe it, but that's sort of the feeling that I get. With this spacer in between my toe, what it ended up doing was it was like absorbing the shock from whenever I would put my foot down. So I noticed that while I was putting my foot down, it would absorb. So like it was almost like a fluid motion that my foot, like the ball would step down, but also my toe. And it was just like this the whole time. And it was like, if this is the treadmill, I'm trying to do my best depiction here, so bear with me. But it was like, a nice feeling where before it would just be like shock, 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 shock on the ball of my foot and where my bunion is. And again, please excuse me if that's not the right technological term here for where my bunion is. I'll probably do some more research so that way I can sound more correct when I'm doing this. But again, this is like my first time really diving into this. But what I noticed with this gel wrap when it's wrapped around my tootsies like that is, it's like distributing the pressure. And I don't know if that's the whole point of this. I'm not entirely sure, but like I'm really interested to find out, like, is that what's happening here? Because I can definitely feel it. And so much so that I think I'm going to get another one for my left side because it felt really good to run with it. Aside, again, if you're like a weird person like I am where you just don't like stuff in between your toes and like it's a weird icky feeling, if you get over it, like I feel like around mile 4, I started to like get over that ick feeling and feel more comfortable with it and start noticing like, oh wow, this is feeling really, really good on my foot. So that was that. The other thing too that I noticed, if like I can't bend my arm like that, but if let's say this is my foot and then here's my leg, right? So there's that bone there. I almost started feeling like a slight pull in my bone or like in my shin area. And I almost wonder if it's because, and again, if there's any podiatrists or anybody who's like a foot specialist or specializes in bunions or corrective whatever bunion stuff, I'd love to hear some commentary and like, you know, am I right in this? Am I, you know, is this what's actually happening? Because I'm feeling it in my body. I'm wondering if this is actually supposed to happen. Like, I would actually really love to work with somebody who like watches me run on the treadmill, and like, you know, whether it's a physical therapist or somebody like that, just to see like if this is actually what's happening and see the difference between like running without it and running with it, etc. So I noticed the pull in my shin, and like also it felt like my foot was like, and my leg was like trying to realign. Again, I don't know if that's correct. Maybe it's all in my head. I have no idea, but that's the feeling that I got. What I did notice is I was starting to compare my left and my right. My right was so comfortable. My left was like doing the same thing. I noticed that like the force was being taken in that spot where my bunion is. And I don't know if I really have a bunion on my left side. My toe is a little crooked. I'm not sure. I never really experienced the pain like on the left like I do on the right. Maybe I have like a slight bunion. I'm not entirely sure. My toes definitely are crooked. So I don't know if that is because there's a bunion there. But basically I noticed that like I was taking the force in that spot, and like my toe wasn't like, the distribution wasn't like being distributed around the whole entire foot. So I do wonder if I do get another one of these for my left side, will it also help with my gait, and will it help to sort of even out? Because if I'm doing something on my right side, if I do not do it on the left side, am I going to cause a problem and a shift in my gait where I'm going to cause problems? Do I want to have a second one on my left? I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm going to buy one anyway and try it out. The only other thing the one thing that I did not like about it is around my toe, and I think you can kind of see it here, it like sort of looks a little bit funky right there. So under my toe, because of like the friction and whatnot, it started, and because I had a sock on and stuff and I was moving, it started to like bunch up under my big toe, and I didn't love that. So I did have to stop for a minute, readjust, and like fix this in order for it to be comfortable like in my sock and in my shoe while I was continuing to run, because it was very uncomfortable. So I may actually look to see if there's other bunion wraps or other types of toe separators. Not like the one that I use while I'm just walking around like in the house or while I'm working or anything like that. Or don't have like a sneaker kind of shoe on. Like I have that other toe separator that goes in between all of the toes. I don't want something like that for running, but something similar to this where it just goes around, like it separates the big toe and the second toe, wraps around, but maybe something that doesn't cause so much bunching underneath the toe. It's really not a lot. I mean, you can tell here it's super tiny, but either way, even something, I mean, it's just like having a rock in your shoe while you're walking and running. It's very annoying. You have to stop and like fix it. I don't want to be in the middle of like a long run where I've got good momentum and then have to stop because of something like that. Like if this is working for the next 3.5 weeks, I fully intend to wear something like this during my marathon. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not there yet. This is only the first time I've worn it. But if I was as comfortable yesterday as I am moving forward, I can see that I probably want to wear something like this. I definitely don't want to be in the middle of my marathon and have to stop and readjust multiple times, because that'll just totally screw everything up for me. And I feel like, you know, mentally, it's just kind of one of those things. As a runner, I don't want to have to keep stopping to readjust. So I am going to keep looking. But for right now, or if anybody else uses something like this as a runner and you notice the same thing, what are some suggestions? Because I would love to know what other people do when they have a bunion and they try to correct it or try to work, you know, on helping it out a little bit, especially as a runner. What do you do in this case? Do you have any other suggestions? Like I said, this is the CVS Gel Bunion Wrap that I've been using. I really liked it. But again, like I said, that little bunching was really uncomfortable, and I'm thinking maybe there might be something else on the market that could be more comfortable. But aside from that, 5.7 miles. I had this thing on the entire time. And aside from that ick feeling, which I have to get over, if it's helping, my bunion felt phenomenal. My whole entire right side felt so good. So more to come, I'm sure. I will continue to be giving these a try. I'm definitely going to go out and buy one for my left foot and try that out. I will definitely give a review on that and let you guys know how that feels for me. But so far so good. I have the other gel ones on in between all of my toes right now. So I've had them on for about an hour now, and I've been wearing them for like 2 hours at a time, or try to anyway. And they're getting a little bit more comfortable. But I'm really excited about this. I'm really, really hoping that this is going to help, because one, if it fixes my gait and helps me run better, then I mean, that's a win. Two, if my bunion feels better while I'm I can't speak. It's too early in the morning. If it helps me feel better while I'm running and it helps my bunion feel better, I mean, that's a win all in itself. So so far I'm in favor, but it's only been one day, so we'll see. I'll continue to hopefully make strides in the right direction. And I think I'm gonna call my hairstylist, because these grays are just, they're real gray, and I'm not loving it. So anyway, enjoy your day. Bye guys.